She peered down at her phone to see dozens of notifications. She was puzzled when she saw outcry in reaction to what she had posted. She looked at the post again. She didn't see any cause for alarm. What was the problem? While wondering what the fuss was, she got a direct message. Little did she know her life was about to change. The direct message simply said, "Turn on the news." Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. Joyce Reinhardt always had her camera with her wherever she went. The 60-year-old woman started feeling the weight of the big Nikon as she got older. So she was delighted when her daughter bought her a nice camera phone for her birthday. The phone was brand new and state-of-the-art, so the picture quality was amazing. A lot of people take photographs as a hobby, but Joyce's habit that developed as she got older was anything but a hobby. On a few occasions over the years, Joyce's daughter brought up her unusual interest, and it would always end in an argument. Joyce wasn't like any other photographer. She couldn't care less about nice scenery, flora, or wildlife. Linda remembers always whining when she saw her mom pull out her Nikon in a public place. "At least you can be more discreet now," she sighed. Joyce's habit had been usual for her family for years. They even made jokes about it. They had a lot of family photos littering the walls of their home. These photos just weren't ones of Joyce's family. Linda didn't mind, it was her mother's life to live. She was more worried that a day would come where her mother would go too far with her habit. She didn't know how right she was. One day in June, Linda left her son with Joyce for an afternoon. Blake was 8 years old and loved visiting his granny. They went together to a tennis lesson, and afterward, Joyce decided to spoil Blake at Rita's Italian Ice. Once they'd finished up with their treats, they were walking out of the store when Joyce saw something that made her take out her cell phone. She couldn't help herself, but soon she would wish she hadn't taken out her phone. Joyce walked up to a family of 4 sitting at a bench and enjoying a family treat together. She could only presume that it was a mother, a father, and 2 kids. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary when it came to this family, so Joyce snapped a photo without hesitation. "Something urged me," she said after having seen the news. Once Joyce had taken the picture of the family, she gave the phone to one of the kids. "I took the picture and then handed my phone to the young daughter and told her to go ahead and text the picture to their cell phone," she recalled. Joyce assumed the family would appreciate her capturing that solemn moment between family members. Once she was done, she walked back to her grandson and they left for her house, not knowing what the picture really represented. Joyce decided to post the photo on Rita's Italian Ice Facebook page and forgot about it. But it seems that what Joyce had done would set events into motion that would not only affect her, but everyone that was involved. What she had captured on that day on her camera phone ran much deeper than just a family eating ice cream. Joyce didn't know much about Facebook, so she didn't understand why her phone was getting notifications the entire day. She then realized that people were responding to the photo of the family she'd taken just days earlier. A lot of the responses were broken heart emojis and angry faces. Subsequently, Joyce got a notification from a number she didn't know. What did they want? The only thing the number had to say was, "Turn on the news." Joyce looked up at her television set and turned it over to the news. She didn't know how this would be life-changing. The photo she'd taken was plastered all over local news broadcasts. What was going on? As she turned the volume up on her TV, what she heard made the hair on her neck stand up. At the same time, her phone buzzed and she received one more notification. A message, as it turned out, was from the remaining members of the family, that fateful photo that Joyce had snapped. They had some terrible news that they wanted to share with the stranger who had felt compelled to take their picture that day. When Joyce finally understood why her photo was on the news, a chill went down her spine. Joyce shared her story on Facebook. "I have an incredible story to share," she wrote, "one that sends chills through me and brought me tears. I took this photo below and then handed my phone to the young daughter and told her to go ahead and text the picture to their cell phone. Left to take Blake home and explain to him how I've done this before when I see cute family moments of total strangers so they can have the memory. But wait till you hear the rest of the story." Suddenly, my text message alert goes off and it's just a number, no name attached, Joyce continued. "Dear Madam," the message read, "you took our picture in front of Rita's on June 8th, the message began. And as Joyce read on, she began to get goosebumps. The fact that she had happened to be in the right place at the right time absolutely floored her. Then the gravity of the situation hit her, and tears began to run down her face. "My wife has passed away yesterday," the message continued, "and this is the last picture we have together as a family. Please accept my deepest gratitude for your kindness. It means the world to me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." Understandably, Joyce was shell-shocked, but she was also touched that the family had reached out to her. Joyce's heart broke as she texted back. After a few messages back and forth, Joyce eventually discovered what had happened. She learned that despite the mom in the photo's appearance, she'd been ill for about a year. The struggling mom had tried to be strong for her family on that day that they'd all gone out for ice cream together. Nobody knew that the outing would be the family's last. The memorial was briefly aired on the local news, and the family had decided to use Joyce's photograph. It's often said that a picture can paint 1,000 words, and in circumstances like this one, they can also offer some comfort and remind us of happy memories. Pictures can serve as everlasting reminders of loved ones, especially when they're in their final days. But as surprising as Joyce's story was, it wasn't unique by any means. In September 2015, a man named Alan Wright visited a castle in Kent, UK, with his wife. While they were there, a man asked to take their photograph while they were strolling on the castle grounds. Sadly, Alan's wife passed away a few months later. After Alan realized that this was the last photo taken of his wife, he appealed to a magazine to assist him in tracking down the picture. Another photograph involved a Canadian couple, John and Jackie Nill. They were on a beach in Thailand when the tsunami struck in 2004. Unfortunately, they were among the estimated 280,000 who perished in the disaster. However, when their camera washed up, the photographs it contained provided a lot of comfort to their surviving sons. Patrick Nill, John and Jackie's son, told the Seattle Times in 2005, "This is more than we could have ever asked for." He continued, "It's like being there with our parents and seeing what they were seeing in these final moments. So many people still have no answers. It's taken so much stress off me and my brothers. It's hard not knowing anything, and now we know." Never underestimate a simple act of random kindness. "I corresponded with him a few more times and found out his wife had been ill for the past year," Jill wrote. "My heart is heavy for this family I don't even know, and the tremendous gift that was left to them because I listened to my gut that day. I'm in awe. This has to be the hand of God."